You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. It seems they may end up being in the QB market after all, because we got some words from their owner, Art Rooney II. And we've got some people out there talking about a particular quarterback that is of interest to the Steelers. Now, the one thing I will throw out there and say is, would you want to give up a bunch of trade assets for a particular quarterback, or would you want to go get just a guy that could come in there and compete, that's had success, somebody like a Marcus Mariota or Ryan Tannehill that's very experienced, obviously with Arthur Smith, or would you want to get a guy that was heavily rumored to the Atlanta Falcons prior to last season? Well, if they trade him, this time they could trade him to the AFC, and we now know what the asking price is. I don't know about this at all. I know there's a lot of Bears fans that want to keep the guy, but we know what the asking price is for Justin Fields now. And, guys, you guys know I'm pretty lukewarm on this guy. I understand. He has flashed. He did flash, especially in those last 7 or 8 games this year. He showed some real potential as a quarterback. My issue is I don't know if the guy's ever going to throw for a high enough completion percentage for my liking. And he's a guy that's going to turn the ball over, particularly with fumbles. And it's something they don't talk about enough. For example, Lamar Jackson would not win the MVP with me because he fumbled the ball all over the place. And I think you have to talk about turnovers there. Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen. He had a lot of fumbles. All right. I understand you can get those back, but it's always going to be an issue with these true dual threat quarterbacks, and Josh Allen can throw the ball from the pocket a lot better than Justin Fields. So can Lamar Jackson. Now, if this was Lamar Jackson, that's something else, but you're not getting him from the rival Ravens. The Pittsburgh Steelers will look to reshape their quarterback room this offseason. While it depends on how that will go down, the carousel and rumors will be endless. One of those players that will likely be circled for them is Justin Fields. Fields is in his 3rd season for Chicago, but with them holding the Panthers' #1 overall pick, it seems likely Justin Fields could be moved. Adam Schefter joined ESPN Chicago on Waddle and Sylvie to discuss what the Bears might get for Fields, and Schefter thinks it could be as rich as a 1st-round draft pick. I don't know. Quote, definitely. Schefter responded when asked if he thinks the Bears could land a 2nd-round pick. I think they might get a #1. Wow. Already, Justin Fields to the Steelers has become a movement that some analysts want to see happen. Robert Mays of The Ringer wants Fields in Pittsburgh because of the fit and the marriage of that talent. Quote, if the Steelers decide, hey, we did the Kenny Pickett thing, even if we didn't put him in the best position, we still think this isn't our best path forward. Are they a team that could look to take a big swing and try to get somebody like this? Very interesting. So, Bob Pompinian of KDKA TV on Tuesday, team president Art Rooney II said the team was unprepared to rule out any method of acquiring another quarterback to compete with incumbent starter Kenny Pickett. The most obvious quarterback on the trade market is Fields, the Bears' 1st-round pick in 2021. Fields has been a 3-year starter and improved every season. But now the Bears have the #1 overall pick, and they could have their sights set on Caleb Williams, Drake May. Why isn't Jaden Daniels being talked about at #1? I find that interesting. That could result in Fields landing on the trade market. As we, quote, as we sit here today in early February, we're not closing the door on anything. Kenny Pickett is officially on notice, folks. He is officially on notice. Rooney said when asked about a potential for a trade, we have a lot of evaluations to go through. We'll go through all the options and do what we need to do to get better this coming season. The Steelers have committed to giving Pickett another shot as the team's starting quarterback, but Rooney did say they need Pickett to perform at a higher level in 2024. Quote, the next step, number one, would look like more points week in, week out. Just being a more effective offense, continuing some of the things we were able to do this year in terms of ball control, being able to run effectively, but then add on top of that scoring more touchdowns. And, of course, the elephant in the room is, do they want to give Mason Rudolph a shot? You know, that's the other thing. Because he's going to command maybe $5 million, something like that, you know, as a free agent. Would you rather give him a shot? Look, they talked about Fields in this, but I just did a video 2 videos ago about Russell Wilson and the fact that that's very likely an ender with the Broncos and all the usual suspects, Falcons, Steelers, Raiders, the Vikings. If Kirk Cousins leaves, I think Kirk Cousins and Mike Tomlin is sort of a match made in heaven, frankly. Veteran quarterback, you know, but I don't know. They will have to, you'll have to shell out $40 million to get Kirk Cousins. And the thing about it is, Russell Wilson, depending on how much of the contract Denver's willing to eat, you know, that's going to cost some money too. Even if they say, well, hey, we'll eat, you know, $15 million of it. Well, you're still going to spend close to $25 million on Russell. Justin Fields is still on a rookie deal. All right, and we know how valuable that can be and what that can look like. And then, if he has success, you could franchise tag him, right? You could franchise tag him, take another year to evaluate and see if he's your guy. But Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett is officially on life support with the Steelers, because the other big thing is Art Rooney's comments about not only does Mike Tomlin need to make the playoffs, he needs to win in the playoffs. Been a long time. And we know you could be coming into the last couple of years with Mike Tomlin. All right? You could have the Steelers going, do we want to re-up Tomlin? And they may be a little lukewarm. Tomlin, I'm going to be honest, he could really use making an AFC championship game next year. And that's going to be tough. Ravens, Joe Burrow will be back. You've got to have a quarterback in that division. I mean, think about that a minute. I mean, Kenny Pickett versus Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. I'm not going to throw Deshaun Watson out there. I'm not. Sorry, folks. I'm not sold on him. It wouldn't shock me if by midseason he's benched. So, Kenny Pickett too. And I was a Pickett guy, but boy, his attitude during that last part of the season stunk. And if you're going to be an entitled quarterback, your ass better be a top 10 quarterback. No. And then they could always also draft a quarterback here too. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm drafting. If I'm a team, I'm drafting a quarterback every year in the draft, especially in light of Brock Purdy, right? And what's happened there. And it's always going to be a guy that played like 2 to 3 years in college, you know, played for a Power 5 team, but maybe not that real powerhouse kind of team, a guy that had to work for completions, wasn't throwing to all first-round wide receivers. But I'd take a look. Always. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. I'm trying to reel off a little more volume and get back to covering these teams a little bit. We had some controversy on this channel covering all the things with the Chiefs and then the league looking nuts. I mean, around any kind of potential scripted behavior. I don't think it's scripted, but Some shit does look suspect from time to time. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.